everyone, it's Rebecca from Rebecca Nash Photography. I've been asked a lot lately what gear I shoot with and what I carry with me when I go to a wedding, so I just wanted to take a moment to fill you in. So here are my two main camera bodies. On the left is my main body, a Nikon D3S, fitted with a 70-200 2.8. Really great lens for getting in close, especially in scenarios such as a church wedding where you may not be able to get as close to the bride and groom as you might like to. On the right is my Nikon D90. This was my first camera and is still readily used. And on it I have the 24-70 2.8. This allows me to get a little bit of a wider shot when I want to get the whole picture of everything that's going on the wedding day. You'll notice that behind them is a set of straps. This is what they're connected to. This is the Black Rapid double strap. And I use this all the time because it allows me to have both cameras hanging by my hip, ready to go at any point in time, and to be able to easily switch between the two without having to change straps, to change lenses, or anything of the sort. I should also point out that the camera on the left, the D3S, has two card slots. So right now it's got two 32 gig CF drives, freshly formatted, ready to go, and the Nikon D90 on the right has a 16 gig SD card. I do find that I use the D90 less, so I don't worry about having as high a card in it, but I do always carry a spare. If we move over to the right here, I've actually unpacked my regular bag to be able to show you exactly what I carry with me in my bag. So I've gone back down to a smaller bag. I was carrying a rolling bag for a long time, and I just found I didn't use half the stuff in it. So as I move along in my journey, I've discovered what I do use and what I don't. And here's the items that I carry with me. On the far right, over here, we've got my 105 macro lens, or micro as Nikon calls it. Great for getting all those close-up details of the bride's gown, the rings, the flowers, and any other little details or touches that you might want to capture. It's also a really great portrait lens with great edge-to-edge sharpness and beautiful compression. Next to it is the least expensive lens I own, but probably one of the most used, and that's my 50-1.4. I love this lens because it gives me lots of options whether I need to blur out a background that maybe I'm not loving, or just make my bride and groom stand out more. Or if I'm in a low light situation, this allows me to go down to that 1.4 and be able to get some great shots without having to add flash or distract during a church ceremony where it might not even be allowed. Next to it is the bag, which is my new Jill E bag. Super cute, super comfy. I'm loving it. What can I say? I love bags. I am female after all. Below it, you'll see right in front of the bag is my sunglasses case. Yes, that's right. I take sunglasses to every wedding because while it may be bright outside, while I'm scouting the location when I first get there, the other thing too is it helps me really take a look at the scene through polarized lens, which I often use a circular polarizer if shooting outdoors, and really be able to see the way the color and the saturation is going to come out. So they're handy to have with you. Next to it is an extra battery for the D3S. Forgot to point out before, my D90 does have a battery grip on it, which allows me to have two fully charged batteries in there at all times. I've never used a full battery, but I've got two in there to be on the safe side. The D3S doesn't allow me to do this, so this is an extra battery for the D3S, so that I've always got two batteries for each camera with me. Next to it, you'll notice there's something with my face on it. That's my business cards. I carry these with me to every wedding because undoubtedly somebody's going to ask, so make sure you do pack a few with you. In the row down below that, we have the red item to the left. That is actually a lens cloth. I have a whole bunch of these floating around, so it's just whichever one is close by that I grab that day, because you just never know when you're going to get dust on your lens, and you don't want to have to try to fix all of that in post-processing. The item in the middle at the front is my schedule and shot list for the day. So I always get a shot list from all of my bride and grooms that tells me exactly what family groupings, especially, that they are looking to capture during the day, so that when we get to family photos, they don't have to worry about rounding everybody up. I have a list of all the names of who I need and what groupings I need. It also has my schedule in it that tells me exactly what time is the bride arriving, what time is the groom arriving, when is the ceremony, when are hors d'oeuvres, when are any other little moments that might not be part of your traditional wedding day going to be happening, so that I can make sure that I'm in exactly the right place at the right time. And then on the far right in the front, we have a copy of the invitation. I always ask my bride and groom to provide me with one of these because they can be fantastic for getting an artful shot with the rings, the flowers, or some other little detail of the wedding day, which allows you to show off their names, the date, and all of these other little elements, and makes a really artistic shot to add at the beginning of a slideshow DVD or an album. So that is actually everything I take with me. Whenever possible, I shoot without flash, although I do have flashes available. I shoot with an SB900. I also have a reflector that is kept in the car at all times, so you don't see it here because it's just part of my gear in the car at all times. It's a 5-in-1 reflector with the diffuser in the center, which works out fantastic for shooting outdoors. I hope this has been helpful to you, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me on Facebook, to get in touch with me on Twitter or Nash Photo, or to email me at rebecca@rebeccanashphotography.com. I can't wait to hear back from you and talk to you again soon. All the best. Bye now.